Nvidia is staging a powerful rebound, putting the stock on pace for its largest single-day percentage gain since April 9th, 2025, when shares surged 18.72%. The move snaps a 5-day losing streak and comes after a bruising stretch that saw NVDA fall 4.38% this week, its worst weekly performance since the week ending November 21st, 2025, when it dropped 5.94%. Despite the recent turbulence, the longer term picture remains mixed but resilient. Nvidia is down about 2.01% year to date and roughly 11.73% below its all time closing high of $207.04 set on October 29th, 2025. At the same time, the stock is still up an impressive 40.75% from its level a year ago, highlighting how deeply Nvidia remains embedded in the AI led market rally. The catalyst behind the rebound is a renewed wave of confidence sparked by CEO Jensen Huang's bullish commentary on artificial intelligence demand. Speaking this week, Huang pushed back against growing investor fears that AI will hollow out the global software industry, calling that narrative fundamentally misguided. Quote, there's this notion that the tool in the software industry is in decline and will be replaced by AI. It is the most illogical thing in the world, and time will prove itself, Huang said. Huang argued that AI will ultimately expand, not shrink, the software ecosystem by enabling more powerful applications, greater productivity, and entirely new categories of digital services. His remarks reassured investors that AI's rise represents a structural growth cycle rather than a zero-sum disruption. Adding fuel to the rally, Nvidia shares jumped roughly 7% after Amazon unveiled a surprise plan to boost 2026 capital expenditures to as much as $200 billion, reinforcing expectations that hyperscalers will continue pouring massive sums into AI infrastructure. For Nvidia, whose GPUs and networking hardware remain central to data center buildouts, this signaled that fears of an abrupt slowdown in AI spending may be premature. Several supply chain signals also strengthened the bullish case. Reuters reported that a senior executive at Nvidia supplier Wistron said AI orders are expected to grow again in 2026, with new U.S. facilities set to begin volume production. Separately, the Semiconductor Industry Association projected that global chip sales could approach $1 trillion this year, underscoring broad-based strength across the semiconductor sector. Wistron chairman Simon Lin echoed that optimism, stating that artificial intelligence is not a bubble and that AI related order growth in 2026 should exceed last year's levels. Quote, we believe AI really does help all industries, so I don't think it's a bubble. I think it will mark a new era. A new AI era is arriving, Lin said. Lin added that Wistron's order visibility looks strong through 2027 and that growth this year will be significant compared to the prior year. The company previously disclosed that new U.S. manufacturing facilities dedicated to Nvidia products would be ready in 2026, with volume production beginning in the first half of this year, according to CEO Jeff Lin. Part of those facilities will support NVIDIA's ambitious plan to help build up to $500 billion worth of AI servers in the United States over the next 4 years. NVIDIA last April announced plans to establish supercomputer manufacturing plants in Texas, partnering with Foxconn in Houston and Wistron in Dallas, a move aimed at strengthening domestic supply chains and meeting soaring demand. Still, risks remain. Investors continue to debate the long-term impact of major tech companies designing their own in-house AI processors, potentially competing with NVIDIA's chips. Combined with geopolitical uncertainty and recent volatility across growth stocks, this keeps sentiment fragile even as fundamentals appear strong. For now, Nvidia's sharp rebound reflects a market wrestling with two competing narratives: short-term anxiety over valuations and competition versus a powerful long-term belief that AI infrastructure spending is only in its early innings. The balance of this week's headlines has tilted that debate back in Nvidia's favor, at least for the moment.
Okay, Nvidia has been consolidating within a longer term bullish trend since early September of 2025. It is, yeah, it's a big day, it's biggest day in a long time. Okay, it's up 7.5%. 152 million shares have crossed the tape. We have up to 2 hours before the end of today's trading session. It will surely surpass its 50-day average of 169 million shares. Okay, let's see. Yeah, as I indicated earlier on, the same consolidation is what is expected up till the middle of March. Projections are saying 197.74, 205.43, 21.18. Those are the prevailing projections. Momentum equally just expected to remain flat, but might pick up slightly from the 3rd of March. Okay, it's ending to be disclosed on the 25th of February. We have, let's see what we have here, 23rd. Yeah, it's actually expected to begin to pick up from that day, from the 24th. Okay, we'll see. Let's see, 20. What is this indicating here? Yes, indicating that maybe towards that time, it might pick up some strength, but not expected to go beyond its 40-day moving average. So this 40-day moving average is expected to remain. The stock is expected to continue to trade below this moving average up till the middle of March. Okay, so let's see now what we have in terms of probabilities. Let's see what is the probability of it retesting 187.187 dollars. It's less than 50%. But in any case, as things stand right now, it's actually slightly above that moving average. If it's a big day today, if it continues to advance, there's a chance that it might reverse this extrapolation that is saying that it's going to remain below this 40-day moving average. So let's see how all of this. Let's have a look at its its market grid to see whether there's anything there, to see whether there's any potential there. Let's see. There's a chance it will be trading outside of that market grid. Trading, there's a chance it might be trading at a premium to it, 179. So the stock is at 184. So it's way outside of that grid. But in any case, this RXT value indicating that profit taking should be taking place. If you're there, if you're in a stock, you should be taking profit. So uh, it may well be that it may continue to advance. At some point, a pullback may play out, which is actually what we are. Naturally, we would expect that to be the case. Okay, so and these may serve as supports. 179, yeah, it has a decent support all the way down to 170. So there's a chance that if it gets down to 173, 179, 177, we might see a bounce. Yeah. Ahead, does it have any resistance? 184. Yeah, 184. Yeah. Does it have any resistance? Just minor. There are some resistance. 188, 184.65, 188, 184.68. Just some resistance there. Yeah, that's where. Okay, so it's just sandwiched in between some resistance and if you like, stiff resistance and robust supports. Okay, let's see. 1 hour, the 1 hour chart might give us something different. So the stock on this 1 hour chart is within, let's see, it's at 184, 184.53. So it's just neutral right now. Yeah, robust resistance. You can see that 184, 185, 185 again. Yeah, this is approximately 185. So it is very, very, very steep resistance there. Very, very steep resistance there. Um, and also support as well. You can see 184.56 is a support just below where it is right now. Yeah, and then further down, it's yeah, it's well, maybe, as I indicated earlier on, the stock is it's been consolidating. It's been consolidating for some time now. So there is an indication that it may continue to do so. Let's get back to the 4 hour chart. Okay, on the 4 hour chart here, we have this is where it is. It's at 184, 184.64. So not very much. Okay, there's 184.75 and then 184.99. So some resistances ahead as well, supports below as well. So in either direction, it has well if to the upside some resistance on the downside, a decent amount of support that might offer a bounce that might prove to be a bounce if it prints them, if it retraces into them, you know. So just have a look and see what you make of Nvidia, and thank you very much for watching this video.